What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is episode 39 of the Bronx Another podcast. It took us a little bit longer to record this time around. Kevin's in Miami currently, but listen, we're going to get, this content out for you guys, this podcast out. Yankees just lost, 2 out of 3 to the Chicago White Sox. We want to talk about that. A couple other news, a little bit of off-season talk. Not too much because the season isn't over yet, but the Yankees are 5 games back of the last wild card. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm on vacation. I'm not gonna let the Yankees mess that up. Unfortunately, it's gotten to a point where they're tone deaf to us, or they sound tone deaf on their comments when it comes to our manager and the front office and stuff like that. I mean, the Yankees manager, and so I'm gonna be tone deaf a little bit as well. And just I'm kind of like out of it. I'm kind of like in the limbo. I really don't know at this point. It's just so much. You know when something's like you're fed up. Like it's the same thing over and over again. We've been asking, questions about left field catching. Is Josh Donaldson the real like we've been asking this since the offseason, and it's still August. It's now August, and you still don't call anybody up from AAA. You didn't trade anybody. You said that you wanted to double down, not roll over, but you didn't improve the team besides improving the bullpen, where you really needed run support. As we can go into game one, which Cole on the mound, and we couldn't give him anything.
Let's run through the series real quick. Everybody knew what happened. Listen, in game one, this is the reason why the Yankees lost. You go 1 for 12 runners in scoring position, right? And you didn't even score on the base hit you got with runners in scoring position. That's first off. All you got was a McKinney sac fly. You hit into a double play with the bases loaded multiple times, and you gave Cole 1 run. The guy pitched 7 innings. They pitched him into the 8th. They tried to get him into the 8th. He got hit around a little bit, so his line was a little bit messed up. He ended up giving up 4 runs. That got charged to his line. And listen, Dylan Cease wasn't even great for them. He pitched 5 innings, and he walked 7 batters.
Every starting pitcher looks great against this Yankee lineup. It's sad to say it. We've been saying it over and over. And it doesn't matter who pitches. At this point, it doesn't matter the ERA that the opposing pitcher has. They have a good night against the Yankees. Yeah, you want to start something? You want to jumpstart your starting pitcher? Have them pitch against the Yankee lineup. What the fuck is going on?
Uncompetitive at bats. A lot of guys look lost. And it's super frustrating. Canley came in. He gave up a hit. I think it was his birthday or something, so he was super pissed that, he was giving up hits. It didn't get charged to, his ERA, but, it got charged to Cole's line, which sucks because I know a lot of Yankee fans don't want to hear it, but I still do want to see him win the Cy Young Award. I don't know about you, Kev. It'd be cool to see. And the season has been an absolute disaster, so it would be cool.
It's really not. He's doing what he's supposed to. He's taking the ball every 5 days, and he's giving you a shot to win. Honestly, he got tackled with the loss here, but it wasn't really his fault. Can you check how many walks we had? When you go 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position, there's no way that you can. It'll be a miracle if you win a ball game.
I said it. We had I believe we had 7 walks. 7 walks against Dylan Cease.
7 walks, 1 run
against Dylan Cease. Yep.
So
let's just go into game 2. We know what happened in game 1. It was ugly. Game 2 a little different. The Yankees win 7-1. Clark Schmidt was pretty good. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits. Only gave up the homer to Robert. It was a solo shot.
Fire, so.
IKF with the big double in the 4th. That kind of jump-started the Yankees' offense there. Yankees got 4 runs in that inning, which was huge. Nice to see some insurance at the end with Higgy, 2-run homer, him pitch hitting, and then
that was a shot by Higgy, huh?
Solo shot. Yeah. he'll probably back next year since he went deep. So.
Yep. Bader, 3 hits.
Yeah, Bader he went 3 for 4 on that night, which was good to see. King got 8 outs for the Yankees, which was huge. Had 5 strikeouts. Looked pretty nasty. Listen, the White Sox still do got some guys that can hit the ball around. So
of course they do. Yeah.
Eloy Jimenez, Luis Roberts. So
it's nice to see Clark continue. He's been the most consistent one since besides Cole. Honestly, he always gives you a decent shot too. There hasn't been many games where he gets rocked. He seems to settle in nice. I'm really liking this kid for next year. I'm thinking this year is going to help him a lot. But yeah, man,
Definitely.
a shout out to Clark. I mean, I was one of the guys who, hey, didn't want to see him there every 5 days. It was a tough first month, but I mean, Sevy's making his first month look like a blessing.
Honestly, imagine if we didn't have Clark Schmidt. Imagine if we didn't have Garrett Cole in the starting rotation. I mean, this would be real ugly. Nice to see though, Clark. A lot of fans just looking forward to next year. They're saying maybe you trade him in the offseason, sell high there. I don't think the Yankees will. We kind of need starting pitching. A lot of question marks there. You kind of want to have Schmidt there. He's going to be better next year. You got Cole, Rodon coming off a rocky year. Severino will be gone. And you got, maybe they sign a starter in the offseason. We'll talk about that in further episodes down the line. I don't think we don't have to talk about that right now. But, yeah, and probably a young kid. We'll get either Vasquez, he's got to start tomorrow, in Miami, you'll be there. Or Brito possibly. Maybe Brito can get the fifth spot. You need pitching depth at the end of the day. You need pitching depth if you're the Yankees, so that's big.
We need
ready to go into
we could worry about starting pitching later. We need a hit, but
we need bats.
Game 3, De Lo Mio.
And listen,
sucks to say it, Sevy is cooked as a Yankee.
Unfortunately, I think his time as a Yankee is up. Not sure exactly what they're going to do with him, Kevin. This is the biggest thing, right? And listen,
even at the bullpen.
We are as Yankee fans, but we try to be like, show me something, Sevy. We wanted to see something out of him, but we kind of knew, why are we sending this guy back out there? He says he's the worst pitcher in baseball. And when you're out there, and you can tell by body language, if you're a fan, if you're a coach, anybody who's ever played baseball in their life,
he doesn't look anything.
Anybody who's ever played baseball in their life, you can tell that it's a mental game. You know it's a mental game. So when a guy says he's not feeling like he doesn't trust stuff at all, he feels like he's the worst pitcher in baseball, probably not a good idea to send him out there.
No.
I'm just saying.
But it's Yankees are smart, right?
The opener. Like Pete says, smart or Yankees. You get Hamilton, right? You get Hamilton starting the game. He gives you an inning, right? Severino starts off the second inning, comes in the second. Double, ground out, single homer. 3-0 like that, 4 batters in. Michael K said it too. It's just deflating. It is so deflating when you're an offense or whatever. You get down 3-0, especially with Sevy. Like the team knows. They listen to the coach after the game. The guy has zero confidence. And I know Judge after the game was like, I'm sure he'll figure it out. But that's what he has to say.
He has to say
he
that.
Always, he has to say that.
After Ian and he comes in and gives that up right away, it's like what do you do anymore, right? It's like a bad movie and you're being forced to watch it over and over again, and it's just the Yankees don't have time for that right now. You literally said that you want to go for it, and you keep putting Sevy out there. I mean, expecting to find it.
It also doesn't help that Rodon went on the IL. But at the end of the day, at that point, I'd rather see Brito out there. You have to IL Sevy. Dude, he's like one of the worst. He is the worst pitcher in baseball.
He is currently the worst pitcher.
If you look,
he's the. And not only that, and he's the worst. I think 60. I forgot who put out that tweet. But 60 innings or more, minimum 60 innings. Sevy has the worst ERA. And funny enough,
Addison.
Yep. Yeah, Addison. Yeah, shout out to Addison. And I think David Cone was the second, but he pitched 150 innings. So if Sevy gets one more start and is able to go 6 with no runs, maybe he ties the ERA that David Cone had in 70-plus innings. But still, right now, you're just you're on a list that you don't want to be on.
Exactly. The Yankees go 0-for-7 with runners in scoring position, lose the game 9-2. Just another deflating loss. Wandy was pretty good. Abreu got smacked around. Ramirez got smacked around. Sevy gave up 4. Middleton gave up 1 in his return there. Just an ugly game all around. And the series that you pretty much needed to sweep. You needed to sweep this series, Kevin. You lose 2 out of 3, and now you're going against Miami, against a guy that a lot of Yankee fans know well, Luis Arraez, probably one of the best hitters in baseball right now. Best average in baseball. I know a lot of fans don't care about average still, but the guy puts the ball in play. He gets 2 hits a night. Fantastic, fantastic bat they have in that lineup, and their pitching is no pushover.
Nope.
They got studs. They got Luzardo. They got Sandy lined up. I'm not sure who's going Sunday, but their pitching is pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. I wanted to talk about this, Kevin. Just get your thoughts about this. So I'm sure you heard Debbie Garcia DFA'd by the Yankees.
Another Delomio
by the White Sox. Thoughts on that?
Oh, good for him. I don't know what went down with him. He did have a lot of hope, especially 2019, 2020. Even when he came up, he looked all right. And the stints that he came up, I believe, he came up twice in 2 doubleheaders or 3 times this year. So if you look at it, I think he had two good outings and 1 bad one out of 3. But he couldn't figure it out in AAA, which was weird. I was looking at his numbers because in foul territory, I forgot my man's name, but he said that he caught his debut and that he had a lot of promise.
Eric Kratz.
Yeah, Eric Kratz. There you go. How can I forget Kratz? Okay. Yeah, Eric Kratz. Shout out to him and foul territory, those guys. He said basically he caught his debut and he had a lot of promise and he had a lot of fire, and the Yankees could have traded him back in the day.
That's what he said. That was the quote. They did him wrong.
I mean, and think about it. When people say, I think somebody else said that he never figured it out in the minors. No, if you look at his single A and double A numbers, I believe there were some 3.06 ERA, 3.68, which again, double A is they like to say is the best division out of all of them. You could have traded him, or in rookie ball. Those are guys you can add on a trade and get something for, right? 2018, 2019 sounds like Machado. Maybe you could have thrown him in there or something. Or maybe they wanted him and you don't want to give him up either. We'll never know. But that being said, it's just another example where the Yankees value their prospects way too much. They don't trade them. They hardly call them up. And, we lost something else for nothing.
Yep. And I'll be real with you, too. And I wanted to mention this, too. And I have a really bad feeling about this guy. Our guy, Peraza. The Yankees got to stop with the up and down. You got to let him get consistent at-bats at the MLB level. That's my biggest thing with him. He's going to end up, the Yankees are going to mess him up as well, and he's going to end up being another prospect that this front office failed.
And Baseball America,
they got to figure out.
Baseball America put him at number 1. Jason number 2. They put Peraza number 1. So, I mean, my thing is that, again, there's no direction, and again, we're seeing.
I think it was Spencer Jones, actually. That was number 1. But listen,
no.
we need Peraza. It wasn't?
No, I got Yankees farm here. I'll check it right now. Go ahead.
Okay.
We need Peraza to what?
No, we need Peraza to get consistent at-bats.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely need Peraza to get, consistent at-bats at the major league level. I don't know what the future is for him. Another discussion, we got to talk about in the offseason. What's going to happen, with the middle infield, third base. We still don't know what's going to happen with first base with Rizzo.
No.
And all that.
So baseball, it was Baseball America. It's Oswald Peraza 1, Chase Hampton 2, Jason Dominguez 3.
Okay.
Spencer was 6. And shout out to your cousin, Joe Anthony Gomez, who's number 21 there. But what I was going to say is, yeah, Mario, they need to get him consistent at bats. I don't want to see him in September as a late call-up. I want to see Everson right now. I want to see Everson. I don't want to see Greg Allen. So at this point, I want to see Everson and Peraza. You should be thrown in the mix there, right? So I just
definitely get him at bats, especially if we're out. DJ, his toe is not 100%.
And Everson's on the 40 man.
Surgery on it. Yep. You gotta give him at bats. At least see what he's got. At least give him a month. See what he's got. We need fresh blood up here. And since we're talking about outfield, I wanted to mention this too, Kevin, real quick. Jung Ho Lee from the Korean League, outfield. He's going to be posted this offseason. So, a lot of teams are definitely going to be interested in him. Outfield bat, contact bat, not a big slugger. Can hit the ball out of the ballpark, not a big slugger. Hit 319. He walks more. He doubles his walks compared to his strikeouts. So that's, maybe something that the Yankees
that's
could look
right
at
up the Yankees' alley.
Yep.
At least with that, maybe he hits too much to be a Yankee.
Yeah,
he has to slug more. That's honestly what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to overpay for that. I don't know. At this team, it's easy to just say we don't know. Nobody knows what the hell fuck the Yankees are going to do anymore. There's no seem like what we're going to get from Rizzo next year. Is Rizzo going to be? I hope he's not another Josh Donaldson next year because that's going to really suck. Right? Is DJ? DJ seems to be creeping into little. Listen, if DJ gives us 250, 260, I'll take that.
At this point, yeah.
At this point,
we know DJ's never going to be 2019.
I would honestly love Jamer next year. If we're not, if we're not gonna have Jamer's a free agent, get him as a stopgap until we figure out who's gonna be at third, and get somebody in left field. But the Yankees, we just don't know. We might go out there and sign Aaron Nola and sign another two pitchers, and try to run it back.
Yamamoto. So
yeah, so
he's also another guy.
So yeah, Mario. I don't know how you feel. Let's touch base on this. A lot of Yankee fans have given up on this year, honestly.
Okay.
I know you're probably having that. I am like literally maybe one more two series to be officially up, because it's like even if the Yankees make the wild card, how is that going to look?
You play Minnesota. You know, optimistic me. That's just how I am as a fan.
I'll tell you, you're thinking about that now. Everybody thinks,
Minnesota.
But how about if we don't play Minnesota?
Well, the Yankees are going to be the 6th seed. They're going to play the 3 seed. They're going to play somebody from the Central. They're going to end up playing a team from the Central. A best of 3 there, and you see what happens. But at the end of the day, the only starter you can really trust right now, Cole and Schmidt too, but was supposed to be the 1-2 punch. Was supposed to be Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole. And Rodon's
Mario,
not looking too good right
imagine
now.
Cole in the wild card going 8 innings, 0 runs, and the Yankee can't score.
We can't even think about that, Kevin. We're in last place right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's just how I think. It's like we haven't gotten to the sense where we can score runs, and this is what I'm saying. Why do we keep putting some of the same guys out there that is not working? Like, why don't you give Pereira the shot? Like, he deserves it. You know, like I don't think there's anybody else that deserves it than that kid. He raked in AA. He raked in AAA. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. It wasn't like Volpe, where Volpe just raked in AA, struggled in AAA, and then hit in spring training and was able to get the job. Now this kid has consistently given you good at-bats. He's on your 40-man, and we have yet to see an at-bat from Everson this year. It's like they know that the fans want that, and they don't want to give it. They don't want to give in yet, and that's my issue with this whole situation. They don't know how to bite the bullet. They don't know how to say we're done. They don't know how to move on. They don't know how to change the page and close the chapter. Move on. Let's move on.
I agree, and I was going to talk about this too. Last thing we're going to talk about today, the Bob Clappish article. He went on the Michael Kay show, spoke about it too. That Cashman is not going to get fired. Boone will probably be the scapegoat, which we all thought was going to be the case. Super frustrating to hear. You know, we just want changes as Yankee fans. We want a direction. And you just spoke about that, Kevin. Like, you got to move on. Cashman's been around for 30 years now? Way too long. It's time. I don't know. It's time for Hal to just wake up. It's not just about, a lot of fans like to joke around about chicken bucket sales. It's not just about, having the stadium full. Like, you got to go out there and just be, listen, enough is enough. Cashman, you got to step down or something. Have somebody else, be the general manager of this team. So,
I know you think that way, but I don't see it happening. The Yankees, in fair honesty, they did have a lot of injuries. And as much as it sounds like excuses, you have to be level-headed and think this is what they're going to see. If you're going into an arbitration of Brian Cashman, there is a list of reasons he should be fired. But he just got an extension this year, correct?
Yep.
So basically you're saying you're forgiven for everything you did before. Let's focus on this year. That's what you're saying by giving somebody an extension. Okay. So I'm just looking at it from this side. Saying that now gives him the chance to focus on this year. What happened? Nobody knew we were going to lose Judge for 2 months. Nobody knew Rodon was going to go out for that many times. Nobody knew that Nestor would have to take a 3-month span. Nobody. So there's so much and it sounds like excuses,
listen,
which I agree.
Listen. I agree, because that's what the Yankees are going to end up
That's
saying.
what's going to argue.
A lot of people upset. Yep.
So let's get ready for that.
You're bringing in that point.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Let's get ready for that. That's going to happen. I don't think Brian Cashman's going anywhere. I don't even think Aaron Boone's going to go anywhere. But if somebody has to go, it's Boone.
If the Yankees are in last place, no way Boone's
not because I'm saying
zero chance.
And not because I'm saying I'm not an anti-Boone guy to an extent. He drives me nuts on a lot of things he says. I think he doesn't have control of his clubhouse. He's more liked than feared. You have to have a good balance of that as well. But I see it as a scapegoat situation for Aaron Boone. And it sucks because I'm pretty sure he wanted to probably do a few things differently, but there's a team, there's a plan, there's computers, there's textbooks, there's sheets, there's how do you call it, gameplays that they have set up. That if this situation happens, this is gonna happen, this, and they go by it like it's a video game, and it's like you can't break away from the plan.
Yep. I mean, like you said, he's probably going to end up saying, like, I wish I would have done A, B, and Z differently. And he only has, less than 2 months to go maybe as a Yankees manager, and he's going to be a scapegoat. He's going to get fired, and they're just going to hire another puppet, unfortunately. So, it sucks to see, but what is it? There's about 47 games left in the season. I kind of just want to wait before I say it's dead, because anything can happen, but this Yankee team has not shown a lot of fight.
That's my issue too. Like, there's nobody.
They still have 6 games against Toronto, though. They gotta make it the lead. They gotta, increase or decrease the lead from Toronto to like 2 games when they go against them. So, if they want a serious shot at making the wild card, but it's not just about making the playoffs. At this point, do they think that they can make a deep run of the playoffs if they make it? Not us as fans, what do we think? Do they seriously think that they can make a deep run? I don't know. Time will tell. But, Kevin, anything else you got to say before we go?
No, man. I mean, listen, I'm here on vacation. And ask Mario, we were playing around. I'm on my brother-in-law's laptop. I had to download 3-4 programs. We're playing out how it sounds. I'm going to thank you guys for listening for this. And if it sounds choppy or if the video's a little choppy, I'm sorry, but I'm not using my normal equipment, and I'm on vacation, and we wanted to make sure we put something out because we're the type of fans that we're going to be there if they're great, if they're horrible, if they're mid, if they're in the works, if they're in a retool. This is the type of fans that we are. I didn't want to give up. A lot of people gave up on this team 2 months ago, and they're going to say they were right. If that makes them see better than that, that's fine. I'd rather wait till I physically see that, like, listen, yeah, we're done. But mathematically out to say, but it's just that the team, like you said, Mary, there's no heart. I don't see any passion. I don't see any fight. I don't see that push by anybody really that, like, damn, we really want to, besides Canely and even Rodon, and I know he didn't want to, so Cole, Judge, the guys that that are going to be there. I knew those guys were going to be there. Everybody else, I don't see anything from. I don't see any. I mean, I know Rizzo's hurt right now, but I don't see anything else from the other guys. I mean,
it's kind of just like smiles sometimes, just like other times when it's like the game's super like, like down by 8+ runs, 7 runs, like just like usually yes, cuts to each guy and it's just like head down, look confused, look like they're like thinking about something else. It's just been that kind of season for the New York Yankees, unfortunately. But listen, guys, like Kevin said, he's on vacation, so we apologize if it's not, the best, episode we put out there. But we wanted to put it out there because, listen, we don't shy away from anything. We know the season has been great, but, through ups and downs, we'll be here, give you guys some thoughts about the Yankees. We're not going to record after the Marlins series. We wanted to mention that, too. We'll be recording after the Braves series. So, after we play the top 2 teams in the NL East, we'll talk about, that 6-game swing. And, listen, maybe something changes, but Atlanta's a good team, too. And I think Severino's going to pitch against them, too, unfortunately, which is insanity. But I think they might try that opener thing again. We'll see what happens, though. But, listen, guys, thank you so much, for watching. We won't have this on Spotify or Apple Music. Like we said, just as long as Kevin's on vacation. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it up there as soon as possible. But we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. Let's go, Yanks.
Let's go.